Terrifying new video shows heavily armed men taking over an apartment complex near Denver, Colorado.
That's right. Obviously, a number of residents are moving out of fear, and one city lawmaker says it's evidence of the growing threat of that Venezuelan street gang, Tren de Aragua.
Tren de Aragua.
They can be seen walking up a stairwell at an Aurora apartment complex carrying handguns and a rifle. Here you can see them gather around the door before going inside. This doorbell video was shared with Fox by a now former resident who says it was taken shortly before a shootout at the complex that left one person seriously injured and several vehicles riddled with bullets. Another clip shows what appears to be two men forcing a door open at that complex. Now, some residents like the Romeros say the fear of gang violence forced them to move.
It's been a nightmare, and I can't wait to get out of here. Every day when we come home, we have to do this. Every time we go outside to take out the garbage, every time we try to go to bed at night, we have to keep it like this so nobody can kick in the door.
Sanctuary jurisdiction protects criminals and not U.S. citizens. And the real issue here is that there's a huge increase in violence in these areas in Aurora where these newly arrived foreign-born migrants, many of whom are Venezuelan, have started to grow. The Biden-Harris administration is complicit in having allowed our borders just be in chaos.
Guys, man, this right here is the United States of America. It's our country. It's our home. And we've allowed this to happen. We've allowed this to happen. You know, again, man, I'm not saying that everyone is complicit, but we have allowed it to happen in a way because we have not woken enough people up to understand what's happening. Again, it's happening in Europe. Look at what's happening in Europe right now, in UK. Again, they're protesting, they're rioting, they're burning stuff down. It's coming here. It's coming here very soon. I mean, look what's happening right now in Colorado. Look what's happening. That's Aurora, which is a suburb of Denver. Look what's happening. I mean, a complete takeover. That area is run by gangs, by Venezuelan gangs. You know, again, we got to understand what's happening, not only here in this country, but abroad, Europe. Again, what they're doing is they're taking over. And it's being done on purpose. It's not by accident. It's being done on purpose. These folks, they know what they're doing. They know damn well what they're doing. You know, again, it's being taken over. The cops, they have no power. And it's going to come to pretty much everywhere in the country. You know, again, man, we're not helping these people out. We're not. We are becoming them. We are becoming the places that they're fleeing from. You know, again, if these folks had the wherewithal to actually build, to make things better than they would at their home in Venezuela, but they don't. We're not being kind. We're not helping them out. We're hurting ourselves. We're hurting this country. We're hurting our kids. What the hell is wrong with people? And again, they're going to vote for it. They're going to vote again for it. You know, again, they're voting for Kamala. We got to vote for Kamala because she's a black female. She's a woman of color. You know, the fact of the matter is, man, we have become so woke as a country. You know, everything's about fake. Does it look good? Does it look good? You know, I'm going to vote for her again. I'm going to vote for these folks again. Does it look good? You know, again, man, these folks don't know what they're doing. They don't. They have no idea what they're doing. Again, Kamala is nothing but a figurehead for the World Economic Forum. Globalism. That's their agenda. We got to understand that. It's not. again, they're killing this country. They're killing this country. I'm thinking back, man, when I was a kid, back, 40 some odd years ago. And I was thinking, man, could I even imagine this country being this way? Not even close. Not even close. My father, my grandfathers, they would roll over in their graves. It's not right. This is our home. We have to protect our home. I'm not saying don't be kind to people if we can, but we have to protect ourselves, our homes. But guys, let me show you a little more of what's going on in Colorado. Again, it's coming to the rest of the country. Watch this.
And now police in Aurora are creating a task force to address concerns about the rise of a violent Venezuelan gang, Tren de Aragua, right there in Colorado. Let's bring in our Aurora City Council member, Danielle Jurinsky. Danielle, thank you. We've been hearing about this for quite some time. Residents have shared their concern. We've heard this coming up at city council meetings there. Aurora said we don't have anything to do with this migrant crisis or trying to help because we just don't have the space. The hospitals were overwhelmed. What is it that you're seeing right now as far as this Venezuelan gang taking over now the migrant centers there?
It's unreal. It's unreal. Residents tell me they feel like they are living in a third world country at this point. They are going block by block. They are going apartment complex by apartment complex. They are taking it over. I think the city doesn't really know how to handle it. So the city is burying certain properties that have been taken over by this Tren de Aragua gang, burying them with code violations and playing it off as if this is just simply code violations. But this gang, they are marking their territory. They are putting up their gang-related graffiti on the blocks, on the areas that they have taken over. And quite frankly, I have heard too many stories from too many property owners, business owners, and residents to think that this is anything other than a complete gang takeover in parts of our city.
Like, what are you hearing from them? So say the business owners, for example, what have they been experiencing?
Break-ins, violence, kicking doors in. I had one property owner tell me that a tenant literally vanished from their property to this day. They don't know what happened to that tenant. His phone was shut off. They had not collected rent. They went, knocked on the door to get into the unit. The Aurora Police Department had to come let them in the unit, and the whole place was filled with guns, money, and giant barrels of gasoline. I am being told that they are running a black market for gasoline. And again, like I said, to this day, they have no idea what happened to that man, to their tenant.
Again, guys, man, if you want 4 more years of this, vote for Kamala. Vote for Kamala Harris. Go ahead. Again, you got what you deserve. I mean, you truly do. Colorado has what they deserve. They allowed all these migrants to come in there. And they got what they got. Again, I want people to think, were things better or worse under Trump? Because we didn't have this kind of stuff. We didn't have this. He wanted to shut that border up 8 years ago. We have truly got to understand that. He was trying to build the border wall. He was campaigning on that 8 years ago. But again, people, they want to vote Democrat because their mama, their daddy, whatever voted again, or voted for Kamala because she's black. She a black woman. She a woman of color. So we got to vote for her. They had no idea what the hell they're doing. They're just, again, passing a vote because they want to stick it to the man. They want to stick it to the white man. So again, they're gonna keep pulling this bullshit. They don't know what they're doing. They truly don't. They're 22, 23, 24 years old, 25. And they believe, what? They know it all because, again, They got, a semester of community college or whatever. So again, they know it all. No, they don't. They have no idea what they're doing. None.
Just reading through the what we know about Cookie Monster. I'm sure you've heard about this local gang leader by now. This is according to the reporting in the New York Post. This person has set up operations with the other gang members there in Aurora. This person allegedly took part in a brutal assault at an apartment complex there in Aurora. In March 2024, was arrested and charged with several felony assault charges, but was bailed out of custody and failed to show up in court. July 2024, just a couple months ago, arrested for allegedly carrying out a shooting at the same apartment where the previous assault occurred. One of your biggest points is, and we've heard this from others, is that Denver initially downplayed the concerns about this gang takeover. Where's the city now on this, and what are they doing about it? I mean, we've heard that the Venezuelan gang has green-lighted their members to attack police when confronted.
That's right. And Denver remains silent on the issue. Our governor remains silent on this issue. But the city of Aurora, we are taking a very different approach. We are trying to expose everything that we can. The Aurora Police Department just formed a gang task force. I have heard of this Cookie Monster and that he is the shot caller for this gang in the area. I have visited many of these properties. One time I stepped out of my vehicle and an alert whistle. This is how they're communicating, by whistling. An alert whistle happened, and I very quickly had to get back in my car. They have people posted all around different properties, up and down different blocks. They're watching, they're communicating. This is no less than a complete gang takeover. I have heard of this Cookie Monster. I have heard he was arrested, and the fact that he is back out on the streets is an epic failure to the people of Aurora and the entire state of Colorado.
I just want to finish up with this.
You have it right there. Aurora, Colorado is taken over. It's taken over. It's under siege. We have to recognize that. Again, people in this country, they become lazy. They become, again, they don't think it'll happen to them. They don't think anything will happen to them because, again, it hasn't. It's been so good for so long that they're allowing whatever to happen. They're allowing people in power that keep giving them this over and over again. They keep allowing this stuff to happen. I mean, Kamala is lying to you. She's saying now that, she's for the border wall and everything else. Again, I don't know how many times she said that it was Donald Trump's vanity project, that it would not help. I'm going to play you guys a clip from that in a second. But again, it wouldn't help. That's what she kept saying. And it's not real. It's truly not real. But they convince people. They brainwash people, and people have allowed themselves to be brainwashed.
Folks, on the subject of transnational gangs, let's be perfectly clear. The president's medieval vanity project is not going to stop them. This issue is about a vanity project for this president. Right. And it is a problem of his own making. Right. And listen, when I travel this country, folks have plenty enough problems that they need their president to focus on, instead of a wall that, by the way, because I was a prosecutor for many years, including the Attorney General of California, I specialize on transnational criminal organizations. Yeah. That wall ain't gonna stop them. No.
Meanwhile, a couple of years later,
that ad. And one thing that I found striking is if you look, and I think we have the images here, there are at least 3 points in that ad that show the border wall, Donald Trump's border wall. Is it now the position of the Democrats that they favored the border wall?
Again, man, 4 years ago when she was running for president, she said the wall would not work. She called that a vanity project, and it wouldn't work. Yeah. I mean, again, times have changed, but one person, one man, back 8 years ago was calling for a wall to be constructed along the southern border. Who? Well, I think we all know who. Trump. And flash forward to now. Now she's behind the wall, supposedly. We truly have to recognize, man, if you vote for her, you're going to get the same thing. She tells people what they want to hear and nothing more. Now, when it comes to this Venezuelan gang, we have been warned about this gang from the FBI. Watch this.
This warning from the FBI director, if we still have it, from Director Wray. This was in April of this year, when he was warning about the rise of this Venezuelan gang. Listen.
We have ongoing engagement with intelligence community partners, state and local law enforcement, in some cases foreign partners, looking at whether it's their, drug trafficking, extortion, kidnapping for ransom, different kinds of violent crime, different kinds of trafficking and smuggling, even things like organized retail theft.
Yeah, I mean, to your point, right? And we know that the Lake and Riley murder suspect had ties to a Venezuelan crime gang, assuming this one, and that was a serious threat. And for so long, people think, well, this isn't coming to their backyard, and here Denver and these surrounding areas are dealing with it. Final thought from you.
The final thought is that out of Aurora, Colorado, we are going to continue to stand up and expose this. I am working with many of these residents. I am personally pitching in and helping to get them moved out themselves. And a huge tell-all is coming very, very soon out of Aurora from these residents themselves, that we will not allow the state to continue to downplay this. We will not allow the federal government to continue to downplay this.
Guys, man, we have been warned. We have. And not just about the Venezuelan gang. Not just about the gang. But we have been warned about the ramifications of keeping that southern border open. Again, we're letting people into the country that we don't know who they are, where they came from, what their objective is. We don't know. And again, man, we are doing nothing for ourselves, for our kids, for our country. Nothing. This whole thing about, we got to be kind. We got to be kind to the people coming across the southern border. No, we don't. No, we don't. Again, that's made up. Not real. Again, why are you going to be kind to people you don't know and allow your country to be torn apart, to become where they're fleeing from? Why would you do that? Why would you allow your country to be dismantled? To be kind. Well, it's all about virtue signaling. Look how kind we are. Look, I'm kind. I'm not racist. I allow everyone to come across the border. The people that don't want the illegals to come into the country, they are not racist. They just understand what's happening. They understand that they will lose the country. And again, this country was built by blood, by sweat, by tears. This is a great country if we can hold, if we can keep it. I think right now, it may be too late. But the fact of the matter is, man, people would rather vote for Kamala Harris because, again, she a black woman. She a woman of color. It's not real. It's truly not real. They would rather sacrifice their country. They don't realize what's happening. Again, we have the most brainwashed, stupid voters that you could possibly have in this country. They are giving away this country and don't even realize it. But guys, man, if you would, please like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. Thanks. You son of a.